Okay, so let's go ahead on and talk about Broke and JK. Hi, everybody. This is our last video, Love After Lockup, Season 6, Episode 20, the finale. Y'all, this was a mess. But I must say, it was the most interesting couple this season. They really were. We started this episode off at the same place that we left it. Brooke is outside, disrespectful, and yelling at JK, telling JK that he had no business being over at Alex's house. Why is he there? Now, we're not going to forget the fact that she bogarted her way into his mom and dad's house. The mom sat there like, they ain't gonna do this in my house. Get them. They ain't gonna do this in my. Mom, where's your spine? Where's protecting your home? Where's being the woman of your household? So the mom is sitting there. They outside now because JK said, why you at my mother's house acting ignorant like this? He drags her out of the house because the stepfather is too fit to be tired. He has already told us that this is a toxic relationship. And so JK drags her out the house, thinking that he is going to be a man in his own house, or at least in his mama front yard. They're out there fussing. He tells her that he went to go and see Alex. She is mad and saying, you're not supposed to be at her house. You were supposed to go to your father and tell your father that he is no longer, first of all, that didn't even sound right to tell a grown man who he cannot talk to. Broke is just absolutely crazy, in my opinion. The audacity of this ratchet girl. And I'm gonna tell you, if somebody really challenged her, so she want to act like she's so gat. If somebody really challenged her, child, she be running down the street. She ain't got it in her. This is not how you act. So anyway, they standing out there arguing. He's telling, her that, she got to bring her voice down. They got good neighbors and stuff. She asked him why he at Alex's house. And then he says that Alex is pregnant. Broke, whole face broke. So you was, being with him. So was our baby yours? We don't know the answer to it. He sat there and lied and said no. Next thing you know, they get the boop, 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 boop. The policeman is on the premises. He comes over and says, look, this is a quiet neighborhood. And so somebody called down and said it's all crazy in somebody's in Miss Susie's front yard. Y'all okay? They like, yes, we okay. The mom and dad that came out the house and everything. They went back up in there, let them go head on and finish saying what they had to say. It couldn't have been me. Broke wonders why nobody's with her. If this is how she has acted with all of her baby daddies, that's why she's by herself. And the only men that she can date are men in prison. That's it. And that's all. So of course he's standing out there, he then had to tell her that he was over at Alex's house, and Alex is pregnant. So of course she's shocked. Is it yours, JK? Was the first one yours, JK? Who expects a pipehead, a crackhead, or whatever JK on to tell the truth? He said, you can't be acting like this at my mother's house. She said, you're the reason why I act like this. You don't pick up your phone. I've been calling you 7,600 times. You don't answer your phone. He said, I don't answer my phone because this is how you act. That's why I went over there and Alex. Girlfriend said, she straight smacked him in his face. He was done. That woke him all the way up. When she smacked some sense into him, he needed not, for some of us, we can leave based on verbal abuse, right? You talk to me any kind of way, I'm out. We can handle that. That's it. Some people, like JK, need somebody to put the pause on them before they realize that this is real and that she not playing. Now, let's say, that ain't me saying that Brooke ain't ratchet. That's not me saying that Brooke had no business putting her hands on him. I'm just saying JK's the type of person, he can go through all of the fuss and he think that's probably love. He interprets that as she's jealous and loves me. Because there are people that interpret that like that. But once she smacked him and he wanted to smack her back, because y'all know he wanted to smack her back, right? Once everything in him froze to keep from smacking her back, now, had he smacked her back, how would we have felt, y'all? How would you have felt if JK had smacked her back? I know y'all waiting for my answer. Thank you, Drew. Okay, let me see what y'all saying. I wouldn't have been mad. She had it coming. She earned that smack. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Okay, I don't condone violence, but she hit him first. If you big enough to hit, you big enough to hit back. Sugar, Sugar Bunny said, I would have gave the episode more stones. Okay. Crazy Cool 28 said, I would have understood because you don't put your hands on someone without expecting repercussions. Stevie True said, after all the disrespect of his mother's place, I would have understood. Veronica said, it was self-defense. JC said, I don't condone it, but I understand. Yeah, he was. I feel two ways about it. I feel the same way many of you all do. You put your hands on somebody. You put your hands on me. I'm smacking you back. And then there's another part of me that says that men should never put their hands on women, no matter the circumstances. Unless they feel like their life is in danger. I don't agree to a man putting his hand on a woman. And I hate that I feel like that. But I do. And the thing about it was when Brooke smacked him, Brooke was shocked that she did it. She took it too far. She took it too far. Would I have understood? Yes. I would have understood the reflex of it. If she smacked him and he immediately smacked her back, I would have understood that. But if a man has an opportunity to pause for 1 second and take another road, I respect the fact that he did not do it. And I think it's appropriate. So I'm proud of him for not taking that other road. Even though I think most of us would have understood it, I think that people who have been through DV um, would have been triggered by it. I think that people probably were already still triggered by it, but I've been through DV in my life, and if you got an opportunity to pause and think, you got an opportunity to make a different decision. I'm glad he took that road. Now, had it been woman to woman or man to man, but I don't think a lot of people would have been able to process JK doing that, if y'all know what I mean. So, anyway, now she got to go. JK goes into the house. They basically say it's over. It's a mutual agreement. He goes into the house. He riled up. He tells his mother she smacked him in the face. And the mother said exactly what I was thinking. She gonna get you locked up. She gonna get you up and locked up. She's a dangerous woman. When a woman takes that position, knowing that a man is a felon, you trying it. And I think that Brooke, in my opinion, based on what I have seen and how I have assessed her behavior, she would be the type of chick that gets you hung up and going back to jail because she has absolutely no self control and nothing to lose. Nothing to lose by sending him back to jail. And if she could send him back to jail, she would try to stay in relationship with him. She would send him money, cards, canteens, like she would do it all because now she has JK, which she can keep her thumb on him. Or at least she thinks she does. And women like her, if they can keep their thumb on that man and they know where he going 24/7, they okay with it, which is why we see that Brooke is now moving her children to Galveston and is dating another incarcerated man. She's right back at the jail looking for a man that she believes that she can control. She lives in a fantasy world. And then she sits there and has take her children out for ice cream and tell her children about her grown relationship. And the children know too much and have said too much. The little boy said JK ain't never did nothing for us, but he was faking and acting like they cared about JK. They never cared about JK. And the sad part about it, y'all, that really made me cry is that these boys are going to grow up. Okay, don't get emotional. These little boys are going to grow up and think that people are disposable because they're disposable. What she doesn't understand that when I was listening to the little boys talk and they said this is another man, another sorry man, my mom done got another sorry man who has walked away. God will bring you somebody better. Because they are so used to being abandoned and disposed of right along with their mother. And it broke my heart because they're going to be men. They're not going to always stay little boys. These little boys have been raised up in the window, waiting on somebody to come. They window babies. They knew that JK wasn't, never did anything for him, never came to see him, never kept his promises. Brooke had the audacity to think that a man getting out of prison would be able and capable of doing that. I don't care if it was JK's own biological children. Most men who've been in jail as long as JK, they don't know anything about raising a child, which is what bothers me about Letitia thinking that Keith is going to be able to do this. Keith ain't going to be able to do this. And he said it in so many words. Then they had a complete and full knowledge that JK was on drugs. Then she sits and talks to another man, another incarcerated man in front of her children. And the unfortunate thing that not like Michael and Justine is fake. This is real. This is Brooke calling another prison system, paying for a collect call, uprooting her children from the only support system they had. So now instead of her driving 1 hour, now she's driving 4. And I think the only reason why she moved was to move closer to where this person is incarcerated. And ain't no ice cream sundae going to be able to save you when your boys are 20 and 24, 23, 25 years old. They're going to treat Brooke like, and probably other people, because they are used to disposing people. These boys are throwaways. Or at least that's probably how they feel. But they don't have the ability to see their mom's fault in it. Because children, for the most part, they're gonna be on the side of mommy. They never gonna be able to clearly be able to see mommy. And it's just devastating how they talked and how much information they have and how open Brooke is with them. It's disgusting. Children love their moms, even when they don't appear to deserve it. And boys really love their moms. JK has moved on. He's dating someone else now. Alex has had the baby, and he's just waiting for paternity. I believe that he is the baby's daddy. I don't think it was anybody else's. And then we didn't find out until later in the system that Alex already got kids. So where their daddies? Where's their daddies? Well, yeah, because Alex is running up the street with a drug addict. Even the little boy said that he was on drugs anyway. Like, they too exposed to too much. And in my opinion, it robs them of their innocence. It robs them of their innocence, y'all. My heart. That's why I don't think that they should film with children. Parents can make whatever decision they want to make, but I don't think that they should film with children. If you all have been following me for any amount of time, I've never had my child out here. I was brokenhearted. It was no longer funny. It was no longer entertaining. It was disgusted. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to grow up with a misconception because they're going to believe their mama. And they don't realize that there's two sides to a story, that relationships are complicated, and that your mother's ignorant and ghetto. Your mom's ignorant and ghetto. I wonder if they're going to be back. We'll see. They've been on social media trying to convince people that they still together. All of us knew they wasn't still together no more. We all knew that. But anyway, that is the end of my reviews. Thank you all so much for being here, for coming back video after video. I really do absolutely appreciate y'all. This is it for us. This is the season finale. But if I get any news, y'all know I'll be reporting on it. I love y'all so much. Thank you, Ray Della, for your faithfulness and for always moderating the chat and making sure that everybody is safe and has the opportunity to express their opinions downtown in the comments section. You're invaluable to me, and I thank you so much. And I want everybody to know that. Thank you for all of you all who stuck it out with me during this season. I love y'all. And until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. Bye, y'all.